Hi everyone, my name is Mallory and welcome to my YouTube channel, Graceful Pilates. Today's video is a beginner or level 1 full body workout using a Pilates reformer. I will be going over how to do the exercise as well as some modifications, so follow along. To begin, it's going to be supine, so laying down, back on the carriage, on the head on that headrest, facing this foot bar here with 2 red springs. I am in Allegro 2, so that is 2 heavy springs. All right, let's get started. So laying down, head goes onto that headrest, shoulders are just a few spaces away from those shoulder blocks, so not hunched into them. Starting with that neutral spine, so thoracic region has a little gap, whereas the pelvic region is planted onto that mat. Hands go down by your sides, palms facing down. If you have long arms, you're more than welcome to grip the carriage. Keep in mind, I do have my extended platform on for this workout today. If you have one, you may want to go ahead and add it now. Once you are ready, place both of your heels just past a fist distance or a hip distance apart. Again, heels on that foot bar, hip distance apart, looking up that ceiling, pressing out, and returning. You're here for 8. Really being mindful. Halfway there. 3 more. On this last one, hold it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now both of your toes, heels lifted the entire time, still hip distance apart, go on that foot bar, palms still facing down, head still looking at that ceiling. Keep those heels lifted and press out. Then return just before a full stop, not fully going to a full stop in that carriage. You're here for another 8. 4 more. On this next one, hold those legs out long. Now just lower both of those heels, keeping those legs nice and straight for a nice calf extension. See if you can go a little bit further with that calf extension. Maybe try to lower those heels just a little bit lower past that foot bar. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now lift both heels, legs still stay straight. Lower your left heel, then lift it, then lower your right heel, then lift it. Alternating calf marches. You're here for 8 on each side. Halfway there. And last one, lift those heels, return those legs all the way back in. Good job. All right, once you're ready, you're going to be in the crux lying position, which is your feet are planted onto that standing platform, flat feet. Try to keep your knees hip distance apart. Once you're ready, keeping your palms down by your sides, you're going to roll those hips up into a bridge, staring up that ceiling. Hold it here. Now lower on down from the top, middle, all the way to the lower back. Good. You're here for 12 crux lying bridges. If you feel too close to the foot bar, you can press out an inch away for your bridges. Going nice and slow. Lift up. See if you can get those hips higher. Halfway there. Try to exhale as you lift up those hips, filling those hips up. Inhale as you return. 3 more. Don't let that chin go to the chest. Staring up at that ceiling. Just 1 more. Hold it here for 5, 4. Last one. See if you can get those hips up just an inch higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll all the way down. If you pressed out that carriage, return it to a full stop. Knees to chest. Maybe roll like a ball or side to side for that little spinal rotation. Good. All right. Once you are ready, your heels, so this is going to be a glute bridge because you're using your heels, are going to go back onto that foot bar, hip distance apart. Once you're ready, you can either stay here with your carriage fully at the starting position, or you can press out an inch from stop, not allowing that carriage to move, palms down by your sides, palms facing up, still having that neutral spine, widen those sit bones, lift on up, and lower on down, 1 vertebrae at a time, just like the crux lying bridge, except your heels are now on that foot bar. You're here for 8. Halfway there. Slowly lift up. See if you can get an inch higher for these next 4. 2 more. On this next one, either hold that bridge or press out those legs out straight for that pelvic tilt, then return to a bridge. You're here for 5, 4, 3. Don't let those hips fall. 2 and 1. Slowly roll all the way down. If you brought that carriage out, return to a full stop. Now, once you are ready, carefully lift on up. You're going to take off only 1 red spring, leaving 1 red back on. So you should only have 1 heavy spring on your reformer. Going back down on your reformer, head on that headrest. Headrest should still be lower here. Carefully grab both of the long loops here. Legs go into that reverse tabletop. So shins parallel that floor, knees are bent at 90. Long arms, palms facing that foot bar. Once you are ready, using those long loops or short arm loops if you want that extra spice. Starting with arm circles, going out to the sides, swooping into that mat, hovering, and lifting on up. You're here for 6 in this direction, then immediately 6 in the other direction. Halfway there, maintaining a nice, stable tabletop the entire time. 2 more in this direction. On this next one, meet at the top and switch directions, pressing down to that mat, opening up to the sides. 5 more in this direction. 3 more. 2. On this last one, once you finish this last one, Arms go to hover above the mat, or if you need to, you can glue them to that mat. Just hinge at those elbows for some tricep work. If your forearms are glued to the mat and then lifting from there, it'll be a little bit easier. You're halfway there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Try to hover those arms for 5, 4, long fingers, 2, and 1. Release. Good job. Lower those legs, lower those arms. Take a deep breath in through the nose for 3, and out through 5 for a nice exhale through your mouth. All right. Once you're ready, arms are going to go out long, making sure that your palms are in alignment with your shoulders. Legs go back into that reverse tabletop, glued together. Palms are going to go down, facing that mat. They're going to be pressed to that mat the entire time. They're not moving, they are stationary. Now, both of your legs, as a unit, are going to tilt to the left without your lower back lifting. Then returning to center, and then going to the right without lifting your lower back as a unit, returning to center. You're here for 12. These are pelvic twists. Really focus on your pelvis here and zip up those abs, making sure you're pausing in between each one. Small movements. Halfway there. Four more on each side. You don't want your lower back lifting. 3 more on each side. Pausing for a beat on each side. 2 more on each side. All right, 1 more on each side. And good. Once you have completed that last pelvic twist, you can lower those legs and hang up those loops. Once you're ready, you're going to carefully lift on up to one side, placing both feet onto that floor in front of you. Carefully facing your standing platform. Grab with one hand closest to you that foot bar, carefully placing both of your feet on that standing platform, facing your shoulder blocks. Now, both of your hands can go to your sides or in front of you or out to the sides, palms facing that floor, whatever you feel comfortable with. You're going to start with your left foot going in front of your left shoulder block. Right foot is still planted onto that standing platform. Once you're ready, you're going to go into a lunge and hold it, pause, and then lift back up. You're here for 8 on this side. See if you can go a little bit lower on this next one. The farther your foot is to that shoulder block, the harder it will be. Keep in mind, if you are a bit shorter, you're going to want to have your legs, your left foot closer to the front of that carriage. So closer to you. Pausing in between each one, halfway there. Don't let that standing knee go past your ankle. 3 more. Really focusing on your form here. 1 more, hold it down, and see if you can just lift your left heel and lower it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return all the way back up. Your left foot is going to go back onto that standing platform. And once you are ready, left foot now is staying on that standing platform. Right foot is going to go in front of, excuse me, that shoulder block. Again, try to keep it even. So keep your arms where you were last time for our balance challenge. And your right foot is going to go in front of that shoulder block. Try to keep it the same distance you had on the other side. Again, left foot is planted on that standing platform. Go down into that lunge, not letting that standing knee go past that ankle. You're here for 8. If you are shorter, you will want your foot closer to the front edge of that mat. So opposite side of that headrest. Really feel that lunge halfway there. Two more. See on these next two if you can go a little bit deeper into that lunge, hinging forward. Last one, hold it here. See if you can lower and lift that right heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that right heel and return all the way back in. Once you're at a full stop, you can bring that right foot back down onto that standing platform. So both of your feet should be on that standing platform. Once you are ready, you are going to go into a forearm plank. So for the forearm plank, start with your knees on about mid-carriage. Both of your forearms, palms facing down. You can grab both sides of that headrest for extra support. Your toes are going to go onto that standing platform behind you. Once you are ready, press out, making sure that your hips are square with your shoulders, staring straight ahead. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Hold that plank for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly go in, all the way, back down. Take a moment. Once you are ready, you are going to lift on up onto the floor in front of you, onto the kneeling part of this workout. So carefully, you are going to place both of your feet in between those shoulder blocks. You're going to lower down into a seated kneel. Once you are ready, you're going to grab both of those loops behind you for each respective arm. Palms are going to start with the grabbing the short loops or the arm loops, starting with a tricep press. Have those hands interlaced, facing each other, hinge forward. You're here for 8. So hinge behind you for 1, tricep press at a time, returning head between those arms the entire time, keeping that hinge. Two more, 1 more. Good, and release. If that is heavy, you can always switch to the long loops. Now for the final movement, another set of tricep presses. You can either keep your hands interlaced as you did before, hinging forward and doing those tricep presses, or you can do a bilateral movement with your palms facing each other but not touching. So, hinge forward. Palms can either be interlaced, head still between your arms, or have your palms facing each other. Again, if this is heavy, please switch to the long loops. Once you are ready, hinge behind for that tricep press. You're here for another 8. 3 more. 1 more, hold it here behind you if you can for 5, 4, starting at that foot bar, 3, 2, 1. Fully extend those arms, lift back up, hang up those long loops. All right, great job everyone. I hope you enjoyed that 20-minute workout with me. It was a level 1 Pilates class. I hope you have a great day.